Don't let what you've done hinder you. Don't you let where you've been hinder you. Don't let what they say hinder you. Don't you let your past hinder you. You're a woman without limits. You're a woman without limits. There's nothing the enemy can do to stop what God has for you. You're a woman without limits. You're a woman without limits. Woman without limits. Na 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 na. Woman without limits. Woman. Hello there. What a beautiful day this is. The Lord is good, and because He has made this day, we will rejoice and be glad in it. You're welcome onto Woman Without Limits. And that's exactly who you are. I'm telling you, nobody can limit you but you yourself. And so, as I always say, get out of your own way. What is that that's hindering you and telling you it's impossible? Who is that you've given the space to stop you from excelling and becoming who you are created to be? That's an enemy. And you know what? The biggest enemy is self. Because nobody out there can stop you. But you can stop yourself by believing what it is that they say concerning you. Jesus, the Word of God, tells you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and says you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And so today I just want to start by letting you know that you're all that and a bag of chips and a dip on the side. That's who you are. This is Woman Without Limits. We bring you amazing stories, and I know it's just been amazing, and especially of late, it's just been wow, one after the other. I've looked forward to doing this story for quite a while. We talked about it a while back with the person coming on set, and we kept saying we're going to do it, and we kept pushing it. Then at one point, we even were enemies. We'll tell you about it. Whoo, I tell you. And now, we are finally here. And we're going to be doing Woman Without Limits with my sister. Her name is Esther Wambui. And she is an adorable girl. She's a director of Sapphire School in Kisumu. And you're going to have a good time. You will know what sister she is as we move on. Hey, you better get ready. My sister, how are you?
I'm good, Pastor Kathy.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
And now you're calling me Pastor Kathy. You see, now you're trying to, are you trying to reduce me?
You know, it doesn't matter even if you're still my sister. You still deserve that office.
But you're saying Reverend and Pastor Kathy, and you know I've already been promoted to...
Or Lady Bishop.
And then...
Forgive me. So unajua tu.
You know I'm joking. You know me, I really don't care about titles. You
Yes,
know,
yes,
I really
know.
don't care about titles.
Yes.
And so, yeah, you call me my sis. You know, let's
Yes,
flow.
yeah. I'm calling my sis.
And just talk.
Yes, that's who you are.
It's so good, Wambu, to have you on set. We've been planning to do this thing for a while.
For long.
Yeah.
Yeah, years before.
I know. Yeah. But you know, there is always a fullness of time.
Yeah.
So maybe you can say, first and foremost, who you are, and let the people know you are my sister Kihao, Kiaje.
Yeah. My name is Esther Wambui, otherwise known as Wambo.
Yes.
Auntie Wambo. You're my sister because you're my brother's wife.
Hey!
My brother's lovely wife. Not just my brother's wife, my brother's lovely wife.
Yes.
You're Bishop Alan's wife.
Yeah.
And Alan, allow him to call him Alan.
Yes.
Alan is my elder brother. He's the one that I follow. The difference between me and Alan is 1 year, 1 month.
Can you imagine?
That's how close we were.
1 year, 1 month.
Yes.
That's amazing. So I want you to first and foremost tell us, how was it growing up with him? You're the second born.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only sister.
And the only sister.
Yes, the only one.
Tell us about the growing up, because me, when you started telling me, I'm like, oh my gosh, the entire world needs to hear this.
Yes, yes. It was very interesting. There are two sides that I look at Alan. The Alan I knew when we were growing up, and the Alan that he became. And that's why when I also came to church, the ushers would usher me to the front seat, and I would refuse.
Yeah, because how?
How? And I want to see, because I wanted to sit at the back,
Yeah.
where I can see him on screen.
Yes.
And believe, yani uni brother ana preach. Yani ushakuwa mloud hivi. No way.
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
Yes,
Yeah.
because Alan was those very quiet boys, peace-loving. I was the bully. I'm the sister that threw all the tantrums.
All the tantrums.
Yes.
So growing up, you were the second born, and you had a younger brother.
Yes, we had a younger brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have a younger brother.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we can start with your role and his role and how he played it, and you know how that part of your life looked like.
Yeah. Okay. Our early life was tough, because we grew up with a father and a mother. My father was a violent man, like real violent. And so it affected us.
From the very beginning?
From the very beginning.
By violence, what would you see?
By violence is, you know, a father who comes in, and we are little children. My mother would always call us to, like, today let us pray so that your father doesn't come to fight. So we're sitting down to pray. And then, of course, Alan is the firstborn. So we'd go now in that order. So Alan would be, oh, now God, please help that my father doesn't come to fight. Then I'm next. So when we're in between prayers, we hear the footsteps. Pop, 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 pop. Because we're living in Jerry.
Right.
So you know the footsteps, eh?
Yeah.
We hear the footsteps.
Yeah.
Wow, marayo, paragasha, everybody.
Scatters.
You scatter. Bishop goes kwa kitanda ya juu, ukiwa na magwa.
Yeah.
Mimi, I go down there.
So where you're scattering is just still in one room, because that's
it's just next, you know, it's next. The difference was a curtain, pasia.
Yeah.
So you ruka kwa pasia.
Yeah.
And then now, of course, you start shaking, you know. And Bishop would really shake. Because, you know, I've always felt that he knew he was the firstborn. He was the older one.
Yeah.
Alan always carried a sense of responsibility.
Even that time?
Even at that time.
So he would shake because of fear?
The fear. And now, you know, we're sleeping there. And now my mother then the next thing we hear is pa, 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 yeah, kudoma, vita inaanza. We madhi.
Yani ameiona vita. Hey. Before even being provoked or anything.
Yes. I think the times I remember my father happy were very few.
Stop.
Very few. Yeah. The memories I have of that man happy was when we were going to school. I do remember him when we are crossing the road, we step on the curb, he teaches us to pull our socks, to fold it, look. But I think those are the only things I can remember. So we remembered him as a very violent guy.
Man.
Yes. And now that taught us it gave us two directions. One, I think Alan looking up at him as a man, he cowered.
Oh.
I'm named after my grandmother, my father's mother.
Yeah.
So I would go, he loved his mother. So my grandmother would tell me, when he beats your mother, you go and tell him, see me, I'm your mother. Stop beating her.
Yeah.
So
would you try?
Try me.
Hey.
I think that is where now I started my being rebellious.
Yeah.
I keep saying my grandmother instilled that in me. So I would go and I would tell him, Fafa, stop beating my mother. See, I'm your mother. You listen to your mother. So he wouldn't listen. So what he would do is nakupiga kateke huko. So I would go and I would tell my grandmother, alinipiga. Then my grandmother would tell me, bite him.
Oh my
so
God.
I would go. Akipiga hivi akiingia madhe mablo namshika mguu nauma.
Na unauma?
Proper.
Because your grandmother told you?
Yes. Then he wachilia.
Yeah.
Then mother now runs.
Oh.
Yes. And so Alan...
Where is Alan at that time?
No, Alan was... You see, it really affected him. And I believe that is now when... So what he would do, he would tell my mom, give mom solutions.
Yeah.
Say, we go.
Yeah.
Let us leave this man.
We cannot stay here.
We can't stay here. Yeah. And that is why whenever there was a violence anywhere, the first thing Alan would do was to get me and Magua and cover. That's what Alan always did. Get me
as a firstborn.
As a firstborn. He did that from kiwa tu mdogo. Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you, oh my God. So let me ask you.
Yeah.
At that time, you were what?
6, 7. I was 6, he was 7.
He was 7. Yeah. And so Magua was a little boy as well.
Magua was 2 years, 3 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Magua didn't see much.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, Magua was Bembele's word. It's I and Bishop who really got it rough. Yeah.
And then he would chase your mom? You were telling me he would chase her even in the middle of the night?
Yes. You see, when when the violence was too much, he would, my mother would now run for her life. And she had a brother who lived, let me tell you. That's why it's good to have a brother. Yeah, because even me, I have a brother.
Yes.
Yeah, and his name is Bishop Alan. That guy is just... she would run to her brother's house. So her brother always kept the gate open.
Because she would come anytime.
My sister can come anytime. Even the dogs in the estate knew her. Hazikuwa zinamuuma.
Zinabak tu
zikimuona hata zinamzindikisha. Juaka kadim kanapiganga almost every... I mean, it was so regular. She even had a place where she would keep kwa fence ya Jerry. Kuna mzee alikuwa anauza makaa. So alikuwa anaweka kabuti hapo. So anacheki. Anaona taa imezimwa. Anajua jamaa sasa kiroro imeisha.
So it's okay.
Anaweza enda. Lakini akiona light bado imeashwa. Tapiga cover hapo, apige cover hapo. Aone sasa masaa imezidi, so ende kwa brother yake.
Akiona sasa
taa zizimwi anajua
yeah.
Now if I go there nitapigwa tu tena. So now that's the kind of life we had as kids.
So as kids, my God, what was it doing to you as a kid?
The trauma, you know, when you see him, you're not happy. You're scared.
You're scared.
Yeah, you're scared. We're the kind of kids where we would be invited for birthday parties, okay? And you're invited for a birthday party, and then you see the way he comes in. Unajua madhe yuko home. Bio, unaenda kumwalat. Maze Buddha amelewa. And that time madhe is making chapels to make him happy.
Yeah.
Madhe anaishia. We didn't have that stability.
And him, your father, wouldn't even see the efforts she's making? Like to even cook and take care of him?
No. I think it's the following day. The times my mom would tell me that the following day, anamwona na kident. Anamuuliza Kai, what happened? Kuliendaje? Ati sini ulinipiga.
No.
Ati hapana.
No.
Sielewagi.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is he pretending or it's true?
I don't know. I don't know
was
what
he too drunk?
I don't know what alcohol would do to him. And I think this is now where when it comes to alcoholism, I'm always very alert and I keep telling people, stop. I mean, if you take alcohol and you cannot remember what you did yesterday, then the chemical reaction of alcohol and your brain is bad. Leave it.
Stop.
Yeah. I mean, my mom would go to work. The boss asks her, Mrs. Kiuna, what happened? Niligongo na mkokoteni. Because hiyo damage si ya binadamu.
Yeah.
Si binadamu anaweza kuwa amekuweka hiyo.
There's no way.
And you know she was yellow.
Yeah, she was like you.
Yes.
Pretty.
Beautiful.
Oh,
thank God. You know, so that was it. And so it gave, and I remember Alan would tell Mathe, si tuende, tumwache, hata tumrushe Nairobi River.
He would say that.
Yes. And then Mathe would ask him, alafu tutaenda wapi? Tutaenda Nakuru. Tutaenda Nakuru tukafanya nini? Tutalima. Tukilima. Tukalime. Wambui na Magua wasome. Mimi nitasoma baadaye.
He would say
that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He would say he'll soma baadaye.
Yeah.
Like, so you are saying that from the time he was little, he was so caring, like selfless.
Very selfless.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, in fact, let me say it in Kikuyu, because it comes out nicely. Tumutige, tudie Naikuru. Then my mom would ask, "Muturekaga atia Naikuru?" Tukarime. Ni nawe turime, Wambui na Magua mathie cukuru. Mami akamuria, "Ewe, ni ngathoma, mathoma." That
So
was him.
to take care of you guys first.
Yeah.
And then he'll do it later.
And my mom would just look at his little boy.
Yeah. Oh, what a caring guy. That's so.
That was, yeah.
That was the kind of person that he was.
That was the kind of person he was.
From childhood.
From childhood.
No, that's what's amazing.
Yeah.
What's amazing is that, you know, you're talking about an 8-year-old that's thinking like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh my gosh, that's so deep. So let me ask you, was that to change? Did it change? Like
it changed, but there's a fun part I love, and this one, even in our WhatsApp messages, we kept reminding each other.
Yeah.
Bishop, I'm the sister that bullied him.
Yeah, you did. I can't.
And he allowed me
I'm
to
not even doing this show again.
Please. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And he forgave me.
Oh, good.
And he actually is the one who would remind me.
Yeah.
So which means it's what we would do. Bishop was so bright.
Yeah.
As a kid, he was bright.
Yes.
Alikuwa anachukua number 1, number 2, number 3. Yani hata number 3 ilikuwaga kiflux.
Right.
Mimi ilikuwa yani ile nabahatisha nifike number 3.
Ukibahatisha.
Nikibahatisha nifika
number 3.
number 3.
Si mbaya.
Number 3 sio mbaya. But sasa would be tunapotu presents.
Yeah.
They were very nice, akaida ka workbook aka present.
Yeah.
So tunaitwa pale Alan Kiuna, anaenda. Mimi sijapewa. Niko rada na hiyo present yake hivi. Akirani ya utaibeba alone. Hiyo baby alone. Au, nikiwa wapi?
No way. When he receives it.
So he receives it, and you see, when you carried it all the way home, people knew when you're mchopi.
You knew he cannot receive all this glory.
How? I mean, this guy is quiet. Me, I'm the loud one.
Oh my gosh.
Maze tukishatoka tu nje gate ya shule, wacha ni bebe. Nabeba na nitisha kidogo. Akishabeba kidogo leta. Then tunafika home. Haya, mimi hiyo yangu nikishinda number 3. Nomejia ni mara moja. Kirani haezi iguza. Wallahi haezi
iguza.
Kidogo akishabeba ni leta. I mean, he was, and he, in fact, I do remember, was it in standard 4? He literally just gave me, because he wanted peace. Chukua ubebe, tuende. Yeah.
So you would carry the... That's how.
And then another part of our lives, and this is why I keep saying, I wish parents would understand, when they fight, don't fight in front of children.
Because it affects them.
It affects them big time. Yeah. It affects them so much.
We're gonna walk into you and what it did to you as a girl. We're gonna get to that.
Because there's this other part where umesikia tumefika home na mapresent hivyo. Tunafika hapo tunapata watoi wametutime. mazima dhako ana mbio.
Oh no.
Tunajua huko kumefaitiwa. Ati alichenga babako hivi. So mazee amekimbizwa kutoka stairs, akapata kale kamti kalikuwa kakuanika nguo Jerry. Kapiga hivi fadhia kaenda hivi mazee akachenga hivi.
Akakazunguka
celebrating and to arrive na to present wetu. Immediately your esteem just goes down shui because you're wondering now tutaenda wapi next?
Because now the kids are now laughing at you.
Exactly.
And showing you may be number one, but
yeah,
see
but
your
you see what's happening there, and it really takes away a lot of your esteem.
So it would finish you. You would feel so bad.
Yeah, you'd feel so bad. And the Amma now you just start thinking, how do I defend? Me, I became like Jaribu.
Oh, you now became rebellious and a fighter.
Yes.
A warrior. Yeah.
Natuongelelea nini. Yeah.
So, because you saw your brother was quiet,
yes,
you decided, okay, let me take this position.
Yes, and remember, I had backing from my grandmother.
Right.
Niko na backup, ushago.
Anakwambia uma. Gonga. Yeah, don't just sit back.
Na ukisha unaona effect, jamaa ameachilia kidogo.
And then mom gets a chance to run.
Yes.
So Wambui, tell me, and there is a story I don't want you to forget. There's something you told me that, is it JM who died?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that story.
Oh, my goodness. My mother told that story.
Yeah.
Even when she was just sick and almost dying. She always remembered.
Yeah.
My father would also remembered. In fact, that is how we got the clear picture of that story.
What?
In 1975, JM died. We didn't even know JM died.
Yeah.
So we were in class. Yeah. My class, I was in class 2. So ilikuwa huku mwisho. And then yakina Bishop ilikuwa the other side. So class yetu pale ilikuwa mwisho, we didn't even hear the noise. Tukungesikia kelele.
Right.
Alafu ilikuwa gaju upstairs. Yeah. So this was Kimathi Estate Primary. So si tumekaa tu hapo hivyo ndani, si tunasoma tu. Hey, whatever is happening. Kumbe watu washakimbia, wakatoka na wakaenda.
From school?
From school. Ala nakafika hapo akaona sioni sistangu. Rain back. That time the head is chasing people. Jua kitambo ulikuwa unapigwa, mnapigwa hata mtoke.
Yeah.
He's like, my sister, oh boy, my sister. Alipasua. Akapenya kachana.
So people are running this way.
He's running back. And he goes, anarudi, na hedi bado namchapa arudi. Then akamwambia, my sister. Then the head teacher must have remembered, oh, by the way anakuanga na kasiste. So si tulisiaga tu, watu wanapiga, ana shout. So tulifungwaga mlango. Maze niko nala niko hapo hivyo. Hiyo picha hajawahi nitoka. Wambui, my sister angu, Wambui. Tushateremka, tukatoka. Sasa mimi nishindo tunaenda wapi? We were almost the last people. Lakini naona watu wanakimbia, amenishika mkono tukakimbia. So tukafika Jerry. Akaniweka chini ya kitanda. Chublu. Akatoka, mimi nimeshindwa ameenda wapi? Akaenda tena, kumbe ameenda Lumush.
Akakwambia ukae hapo chini.
Akanirusha kwa kitanda. Now that one I can't remember very well, but now that is now where my parents would come in and tell us walitupata chini ya kitanda. Alan ametuweka chini ya kitanda. Akaenda Lumush.
To do what?
1975. Mtu yako it was 66. He was 9 years.
He was 9
years. Akaenda Jerry Lumush because Magu alikuwa nasari. Akaenda Lumush, akakachukua. Akarudi nako. Akatuweka chini ya kitanda. So saa hizi father washatoka tao. Amechukua Madhe, amemwambia Madhe wenda Kimathi. Madhe was safer. Jerry unajua tu kawaida ya Jerry na ugeto na nini, akamwambia let me go to Lumush because Lumush is not safe. Anafika anapata ala nashachukua watu hii. Ashanichukua. Naye Madhe wanakuja wanapatana home. Like Madhe ameshindwa naambiwa akapata shule hakuna watu. Matho kolire walitupata kaa tumekaa chini ya bed.
Yani he ran also picked your brother and put him under the bed. So
and if you know the distance for a 9-year-old, and you see he's going against the current.
Yeah. Everyone is running this way.
Everyone is running home.
He's running against to go and pick his brother.
Yeah.
So he picked him, came, And you were all under the bed?
Under the bed.
So your parents
so my
found
father
you nice and safe?
Yes, under our parents' bed, and it was a bit high.
Yeah.
Do you think kwetu kalikuwa kadabudeka
Yeah.
huko, and he must have thought that my parents' room was safer.
Yeah.
Jerile room dogo. Akatuweka hapo. Mother hakuwahi sahau hiyo story. In fact, whenever if you notice, we were not in Bishop's space a lot.
Yeah.
Because my mother had said, you know, Alan akijipeana, amejipeana. Anaga kurudi nyuma.
Once you get into something, he's...
Yana. Reke olire kanitha-ini.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So he put you under, they found you safe.
Safe under the bed.
What a selfless human being. What a selfless human being.
26th of February.
Yeah.
He sent me again, like Wambui, I remember that story, and I wept a lot, and I said, Mazi, I think I've now stopped crying, because that story, anytime I saw him do stuff for people, I was like, I'm not surprised.
That's him.
I'm not surprised.
That's him.
Yes.
Oh my
because
gosh.
even as we've grown, we stopped getting irritated, because this is now him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to do it nevertheless.
Nevertheless.
So you might as well let him.
Yeah.
So tell me, at what time did now your parents part ways? What happened?
Yeah, in 1976, must have been March.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think it was March.
Yeah.
There's a day I had remembered the date, either March 17th or something.
Yeah.
So one day we just wake up. No, what happened is that my mother was beaten. Kapigwa kavita kazuri. And then now she
Proper
disappeared.
beating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hiyo vita ya mwisho ilikuwa deadly. Alimuwai proper. Ilimuwai. So it's the one I was telling you about the mirror. Hiyo kitu mpaka sasa like unawezaje fanya mtu hivyo? Yeah, it still hurts me. Yeah. Yeah, like why would you do that?
Yeah.
So so vile alifanya akaenda. So she didn't come back for a long time.
So tell us about that story.
Yeah.
What he did, because you see, somebody's watching right now, and that's where they are. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's where they are.
Yeah.
Like you're talking to somebody who is in the midst of that as a family.
Yeah.
Which needs to be healed. And somebody needs to get help from that.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yeah. We were kids, and I remember, the double-decker was here. There was a window. And then there's a mirror where my father would stand and shave. So alikuwa anakaa mazi anamchapa. Nampiga makofi anamwambia, jiangalie. Utakuharibu sura, kuna mtu atakuangalia. And I'm there crying and telling, Mami Werore, jiangalie tu.
Oh, unambembeleza, just look.
Just look. I mean, if you don't look, atakumaliza. And I think that's why, if you notice, my mother never healed.
Yeah. Because
she didn't go through counseling also.
She never
and
did.
And it's because of, there are those things that he would do as a father. And in fact, nilikuwa namuuliza, huyu jamaa alikupenda kweli? Mlijuana naye wapi? Yeah. Mlijuana naye wapi? Did he ever love you? And he would tell me, if you think Alan loves Kathy, hey, that man loved me.
Stop.
How?
Are you serious?
Yes. Ati he loved her. Ati you were
ni toys.
For example.
Are you?
Imagine.
He loved her.
Yeah. And then he was, so I don't know whether he was too possessive or too jealous.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
But why would he be jealous? And your mom was so polite and so
very
down to earth.
Exactly.
She was just pretty,
yes,
but very down to earth. So he would...
And not demanding.
So that was the last one.
So
where
he
beat her and then told her, look at yourself, look at your face.
Yes, and it was really disfigured. Yeah, it was. I've never... Your picture... I even remember the dress that she wore. It was a dress with some flowers, ilikuwanga maring hivi. There's a time that ka design had come back akapotea.
Yeah.
And then it had a belt and navy blue.
You know she was tiny.
Yes.
So
I still remember even the color of the dress that she wore. Because it was that beating, and that I think it also remained in my mind because that was the last time. Because the minute alipata mpienyo, huo mama alienda na akaenda akiendaga.
Hakurudingi.
Hakurudi.
She went and
She
went and
went
went and
and
went.
went.
And you guys?
And the next time we see, her, amekuja amefura. But now she has come with a plan. Akakuja akatuambia, unaona ile wardrobe, I need something. I need to open something here. So there's like a bookshelf. So she came, one day we came from school and we found her at home. And we thought, hey, madhi amerudi. But hata akirudi, sio poa.
Because you're scared for her.
Exactly. And you see, for those days that she was not there, akukuwa kuna fightiwa. So ni kuzuri.
Stop.
Yeah. I
and
mean,
your dad would come?
Because my father is not fighting anybody.
And he would be at home?
Yeah. Okay, he would come, bring food later on, maybe guilt, kanaka uko, but it was quiet. Kulikuwa kupoa.
What?
Yeah. So tukakaa. So siku moja tumetoka.
How long? How long?
I can't remember, but it was the longest that my mother has ever stayed out. Because alikuwa akipigwa, siku ingine yuko home.
Yeah.
Yeah, ama asubuhi.
She would run and then come.
Yeah.
So she would go to the brother's place and then come. Right.
Or sometimes sleep pale kwa fence, kiona kumetulia, napata ananyemelea, because my bed was down, napata amenyemelea kwa bed yangu. Apata kale kajoto, alafu sasa amuke. So hiyo time alikaa.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing her, and then what we now came to understand, so she told us, as fadhi akienda kwa bafu, tuingie kwa mfuko yake. Tuende kwa mfuko yake. Na anatuma nani? Alam. Na tunaguza, it's like being told, enda unyoe.
Go to the snake and put inside,
a finger.
Put your finger inside there.
Or go to that lion and pull manyoya. Yeah?
Pull the hair.
Acha nikuambie, when it's God's timing. Hata kuna bali God uchoka. Unakaa mahali unajimaliza. So he went, he told us, go pick the kifungu.
Yeah.
Kwa koti.
There was a key.
There was a key. Kuja mfungue hii shelf.
Yes.
Alafu mwache hivyo.
Yeah.
Alafu mrudishe. Tulipiga timing kama mbuda iko kwa bafu. Mbabas ako kwa bafu.
Ako kwa bafu mbabas. You ran, you took. Now this is Bishop running.
Yeah. Kaenda kafungua, katoa. Sie ndio mrefu, yeye nazafikia hapo.
Yeah.
Katoa. Kafungua alafu tukarudisha. So mother comes at lunch time. The following day.
Yeah.
Tukaona ameingia huko ndani. Ametoa tukaenda. So we knew she was getting the marriage certificate. So now she can file for a divorce.
Yes.
In 1976.
So if it's March, Bishop is not even 10.
Yes.
You're not even...
No.
Oh my gosh.
No. Not yet 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So went, removed, she came,
Then,
picked whatever she was picking,
then in the
and went.
The following morning, not evening. We have to do in the morning kama jamaa kwa bafu. You know when uko kwa bafu uko helpless.
Yes.
Uko na sabuni kwa kichwa.
Yes.
Hata ukisikia huwezi toka.
You must finish the business.
Then tukamaliza mission. And then now, we now start seeing, my father comes now and starts telling us, you know, if you're asked, you say you want to go with your mother. And then my mother comes and tells us...
He did not tell you that.
And then my mother comes, when you're asked, you say you want to go with your father. I do not understand the psychology they were trying to play with us. But... So si tunaulizwa mtaka kwenda na nani? Madhi nataka kwenda na wewe.
Umkambia madhi, you want to go with mom. And she had told you to say you want to go with your dad.
Yes. Father kituuliza mtaka kwenda na nani? Nataka kwenda na madhi. Ana job. A job. But pale anatuambia, yani utaona anataka tuende lakini ana jam. Unajua wacha ngeni ka testosterone. Nataka ka testosterone, whatever it is.
The testosterone.
Yo.
No, yani he's pretending that he's very upset that you're choosing your mom.
Your mom. But ndani maze anapiga sherehe.
Anasema yes, and then
so the next thing is
so were you feeling like you're being thrown?
We were confused. But remember, what I do remember at that time, there was a peace. Hakuna war. And then we had a Ugandan house help called Grace.
Yeah.
My mother, alikuwa melan akileta utu house girls wengine kuna venye tunaweza ingiwa war tupigwe. Alinaga kaleta mganda wanga giant buda angechezea angemkalia angemkalia. Grace, he was called Grace. Alikuwa alikuwa ananyoa nywele kuna kati jamaa alikuwa mzuri. What you do with Grace? Grace alikuwa anakaga record player. Tuna dance. Naona Bishop alipendanga kudance.
Alipenda dance sana.
Tuko ile record player break dance. Tulikuwa kavumbi hapo. Tuna dance for that kuja kunyamaza. But there was a piece. I remember that time Grace was very instrumental. Yeah. I believe, God amekuwa akiweka watu the right people for our lives. Grace alitu shield your time. Yeah, she was the one that my mother also I think felt safe with Grace.
With Grace, right. So are they still separated at that time?
Oh, yes.
So your mom is living somewhere else and your dad somewhere else?
Yes. So my mom is living at her brother's. We came to learn later. She's now at her brother, Uncle Sam's. Yeah. She's now at Uncle Sam's place. God bless his soul.
Yes.
That brother was my
he
mom's
really
good
did take
brother.
care of your mom.
Yeah.
A real brother you did.
A real brother.
So she's there. You are there with your dad?
Yes.
With Grace?
Yes. And then one day, out of the blues, Father wakes up and tells us, "Mwamuke nikatafute mama yenu." It's a school day. Tumeamuka. Tumekojoa kwa kitanda because we used to be swim. Tulikuwa tunaogelea kwa hiyo mkojo. Paka hapa. Wajole unaamuka unashindwa. Yani unaamka unamsha kichwa unabakiza. Wadhugu.
Hi, Wambui, I cannot even believe you.
Tulikuwa tumekojoa vizuri. So we are now getting ready to go to school.
Yeah.
He
tells you go and look for your mother.
Mukere mugashari yenyukwa. Amkeni mkatafute mama yenu. Ati I got a job in Mombasa and I'm leaving. Mwene mkatafute mama yenu.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
So I remember, si mi ndio mdomo.
Yeah.
I'm telling her, Fafa, but we can stay here.
Yeah.
Na Grace. Ati hapana sitaki kuacha mtu hapa. Park. Tulibeba mpaka mashuka ya makojo.
Stop it. Stop.
Paka Bishop alisahau bagi yake ya shule. Asaidie watoto kupaka.
What are you talking about?
Tulikuwa na bagi nyingine ilikuwa imeandikwa British Airways. Huwa naonaga yako kanini sana. Naona kama Alan amekashika ilikuwa ya maroon na ameshika magua. Na mashuka bado zimepop za makojo. Yaani juu vile tulipakishwa haraka. This is instead of going to school.
You were packing quickly to go look for your mother.
To go look for my mother so that he can lock the house and go to Mombasa.
Where did you start?
Where? See our uncle. He's the nearest relative.
Yeah.
Please, if you have relatives near you, if they come, please just welcome them.
Because you don't know what they are going through.
You don't know what, because my aunt, Mama Wairimu, that lady.
Oh, she took care of you.
She took care of us. She received us.
So
in fact, she called her husband, told her, hey, your sister's children are here, but I'm giving them breakfast and taking them to school. Ali make sure sasa kwanza tumeoga ndio tusiende kwa shule tukinuka.
Because that night is the one you had.
We swam. Ulikuwa unamka unafikiri uko shallow, unapata uko depend. Una imagine by the time inakufika hapa. Imepanda aje. Na tulibebeshwa hizo vitu. Buda alituambia tusonge nazo. Songa nazo na mashuka. I've never hiyo look haijawahi toka ya Bishop kama amebeba Alan kama amebeba bag ya maroon.
It's a very sad story told in a funny way.
Yeah. I think after with time you learn to you just look at it like wow.
Yeah.
And I thank God for where he's got us to. Pale natufikisha kuzimekuwa.
So you've gone, you've looked for your mother.
Yes.
You have found her?
She's at work.
She's gone to work.
She's gone to work.
So you've now...
My aunt has now allowed us to shower.
Yeah.
And then she has also taken us to school.
Right.
Now, I explain, sasa hatuna home.
Yeah.
Na explain kwa nini tumechelewa tusipigwe.
Sasa you're there with your brother, with 2 brothers.
Yes.
Magua ni kadogo.
Magua kanabaki tu home. Na Grace wetu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alafu,
so your mother comes in the evening?
So my mother comes in the evening.
She now finds you?
Finds her children there.
What does she say?
And she not only finds us there, she finds me in the carrot, she finds me in the toilet eating a carrot. Ginyaneji ile carrot.
No.
What is wrong now with you? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so now she now has to...
You are hungry.
Yeah, you're hungry.
So you took a carrot and ran to the bathroom?
To the, toilet. Wacha kuita bathroom, toilet. Kioro. Cho.
And you are eating. She found you.
Yeah, so she went to the toilet. I think she was coming to cry.
Yeah.
Because I remember her getting in and she just held me and we cried. Like now wondering, where are we going?
What do we do?
Yeah, where do I start?
From here?
Yeah. So fortunately, not fortunately, we stayed at my uncle's part we stayed in my uncle's house for quite some time because again she was looking for a house that was a good environment for us.
Right.
And remember now she's also single in the 70s.
With 3 children.
Yeah, with 3 children. And those are the days where hamuna baba. How can you not have? So me I killed him. Nikamuua.
Ulimuaje?
Nilimdadisha.
How?
Na nikamzika.
Wambui, please stop it. What do you mean?
Yes. So life has changed.
Yeah. Now it's you and your mom?
It's us and our mom.
And are you has she moved? Has she moved? Or
no, we are still here.
You're still at your uncle's?
We are still at my uncle's. My uncle's was, it was not far from school.
Right.
But remember, they did not have the children used to go my cousins used to go to Parklands Primary. So home akukuwa na kuna piko lunch.
Right.
Yeah. And that was an organization. Yeah. And I love my mom because when mom comes in, she respects your space.
Yeah.
And she taught us that. Respect the space. Ukipata hivyo, usiende kwanza kuwekelea watu mizigo ingine. So she took responsibility and said, if my children were going home for lunch, takuwa nawapatia tu pesa, at least we can just eat somewhere there. And that time there used to be a school lunch program inaitwa Burga. Burga.
Tulikula burga vizuri. Nairobi South Primary. Burga. It was nice.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Sasa watu walishindwa.
Na maziwa ya Moi.
Na maziwa ya okay, sisi ilitupata baadaye. Unajua bado nimekushinda natumia kama pahali. Maximum. Heshimu kidogo. But maziwa ya Moi. But that time there was burga. So mother alitulipia burga na sometimes kama hakuna do ya burga na tupatia do tunaenda kwa kiosk. Alikuwa aitwa Chonjo. Kizaga tutaiba maembe hapo. Kwa Chonjo hapo Jerusalem. Kama unajua Chonjo Jerusalem. Ama kama wewe ni mtoto ya Chonjo tusamee. So other children started wondering. Mulikuwa mnaenda home lunch. Saizi amwendi home lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, mulikuwa mnaishi Jeri, saizi mnaishi Kimathi.
Amwishi Jeri. Kuna
vile buda alikuwa anatupiga escort
mpaka
kwa gate ya shule.
Yeah.
Siku hizi hatumuoni. Kids question. Yes, and then now the other thing is that nyi hamna baba.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yani kids can be like that.
Ooh, I'm telling you, kids
and
in the estate, they are bad.
Yeah.
And
so
then
they started telling you hamna baba nyinyi.
Yeah. Now alafu usisahau wanajenga kwetu ni kwa
vita.
Wow.
Ati mama yenu yako na mbio. Ati anazunguka ngaka.
Mama yako kuna mbio, mzee amechenga fadhako. Sasa hizo unafikiri unashangilia si kuna aibu.
Ati amemchenga.
Wazazi tuwachange kuaibisha watoto wetu.
Ati amemchenga. Baba kaenda hivi akaenda.
Hizo mzee kuna ka present unabaki zile za
I'm done. Unanyamaza.
Yes.
So they started seeing.
They started now talking.
Like you're not together.
Yes. And they know babake will fight.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. See, me I have to piga cover.
Yeah.
Mimi lazima nipige cover. Lazima nijitetee.
Ukawaambiaje?
Nikamwambia Maze kitu mbaya ili happen. Kitu mbaya ili
happen.
Kamwambia unajua, when we lived in Jericho, we lived good. Okay, we did not have a TV, but we had ile jiko kubwa, gas Ariston.
Oh,
yeah.
Ariston was the best.
You see, Bishop's love for fine things and good taste was my father.
You cannot even be serious.
Yes. That guy alikuwa anavaa Old Spice. Buda alikuwa anavaa Old Spice. Mimi nimependa utu Old Spice. Just kuna wakati nilihate. Juu I used to associate it with him.
With him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He liked fine things.
He liked fine things. So we had the Ariston gas cooker. Our bed, our double decker was easy branded. Si ilikuwa Vono, sijui nini. Very nice.
Yeah.
Mamatra zetu ulikuwa unaona ziko na lebo. Si amkatukaze. Unajua beni nangu wa mkatukaze. Hatukulalia mkatukaze.
Kuna ile inaitwa mkatukaze.
Mkatukaze ni ya blada. Usiku na katika pap mazi ya mkatukaze juu. Nakaza. Si atukua.
Juu imekatika.
Tulivaa kiatu ya tiger. Tukuvaa bata. Tiger. That guy loved, yes, he loved the fine
good
things. Yes.
So he bought you good things.
He bought us good things.
Yeah.
We used to have birthdays. Ninakwambia kuna vitu zingine. He used to do birthday. I knew that Bishop was born on December 12th.
Yeah.
Because ilikuwa December 12th ikifika tunaenda ushago. Sherehe, birthday Alan.
Yeah.
Okay, mimi sikuwa nafanyiwa.
Like December 10th.
Lakini siku hizi najifanyanga birthday.
December 10th.
December 12th.
Yeah.
You see, it's a public holiday.
So
he would
they
combine
used to do the party on the
December
12th.
12th. So we knew all along.
Yeah.
December 12th zote ni birthday Alan. Alikuwa anapiga. You know what ile unishangaza ni he was so proud of his firstborn, but he did not treat him
like he was
proud.
Like
he was the first. Yeah, like he was proud. Anyway, so lazima so tumeenda. So umesikia watu walikuwa wanakuja kwetu wanabaki. Tulikuwa kana tu sofa.
Yeah.
Ilikuwa ngaza leather lakini ni ile leather ya plastic. Unajua kale ka Rexin kale. Kale kana charago na wembe. Yako. Ama kakichomo najua kana melt, but tulikuwa na sofa.
Lakini ilikuwa sofa.
Yes. I mean, our house was organized.
It was nice.
It was nice by those standards. But kameza tu ndio kalikuwa kabaya. Juu kalikuwa kanakuja kanapigwa teke. Machakula zinarudi juu alafu kanarudi kanashepiwa tena kanarudi. So now all these things are not there.
Yeah.
Because zile Buda ametuambia tuende, si tumetoka tu.
Yeah. Mumewacha everything.
Tumeacha everything there. Yeah. Na tunaishi huku na wakiona, mnaishi Kimathi na ni kwa yako. Something is wrong. Nini Esther Wambui?
Esther Wambui.
Nani kama mimi?
Nani kama Wambui?
Baba lazima adini. Akufe. Aishe. So me, I just told children, you know what? Thieves came to our house.
Yeah.
And they stole everything from our house. And because my father is very tough.
Yeah.
Babangu ni mkali, alienda ka fight nao, wakamuua. So ni standard ngapi? I think I was 3.
Standard 3. Standard 3. And you can cook that kind of story.
Yes. That is how much children can defend themselves.
Ukawambia
wagondi walikucha, wakaiba. Because one, hamutuoni na hizo vitu.
Yeah.
Hamutuoni tukiishi hivyo.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
There has to be something wrong.
Yes.
So thieves came.
Yes.
They stole those things.
And they killed your father.
Yeah. And because my father was
process.
getting out to defend.
Yes.
Mazi wakamuua. Lakini atulienda matanga. Hapo sikumbukagi. Sijui kama tulimzika ama tukumzika.
Unajua tu alidedi.
Alidedi.
So and of course the kids they don't know now how to really
in fact now I'm getting sympathy. Now they are sympathizing with me.
And were there tears? Were you crying?
I am emotional. I think I cried. But I do remember I cried in standard 7. Yeah, and that's why in my ID to date is still Esther Wambui. Because in standard 7 we were now to have the third name.
Yeah.
So Esther Wambui Wairi.
Yeah.
Sinisha huo umzae. Sasa taandika tena jina yake hapa. lazima akufe. Lazima tu akae
amekufa.
Sasa ni standard 7 now we've done now we're supposed to give in the 3 names so that I cried the whole day. Mnanikumbusha baba yangu na alikufa.
Oh my gosh.
Baba yangu alishakufa. Time registration ikaisha.
Ikabaki Esther Wambui.
Ikaenda na ikabaki Esther Wambui. To date.
It stayed. Kiwambo. So tell me.
I mean, I just think we had enough of that kind.
Yeah. So tell me, in the process, he's in Mombasa.
Yes.
Are you seeing him at all? Has he come? Does he ever find out where you are, you guys?
Yes, he's finding out, but very cunning. Very cunning. So what he would do, he became Father Christmas. And this is also where I advise people, mkikosana na mtu, if he wants to keep touch with his children, let him do it the right way.
Yeah.
Because what my father would do, he would wait for the days he's going to court. For
the divorce?
They actually went for a divorce. Right. First they got a separation, then a divorce.
Yeah.
Decree nisi.
Yes.
So when we're going to court, he's coming to court on Wednesday, so he comes from Mombasa on Friday. Analanda naambia Mavi nimekuja ama nampigia simu nitakuja. Saturday. Tuko na shopping list long namna hii. Nataka malaika shoes. Kuna tusanduku naitwa malaika.
Wewe sasa.
Paka pen. Ala nena andika kaunda suit. Kijana hakuanza vitu tamu saa hizi. Amependa maisha mzuri.
Akasema
andika kaunda suit. North Star. Vitu kwa zetu za North Star.
I know North
Kali.
Yeah. Kali sana. Za button.
Bas. Zikuanga mzuri kutoka kitambo. Hizo kila mtu anaandika list yake. So when my father would come, ni Father Christmas. Anapiga shopping, tunapeleka na kula manyama.
He will buy those things.
Oh yeah. Lakini akishanunua mtamuona tena next year but one. And then what he'd also do when the other sad part was when Bishop alitubeba. Yeah. Because we were his responsibility. So when we go to school, what we do, he discovers where we stay. See, first, masikia tumehama. Now, finally, we left my uncle's place, and then we went we left my uncle's place, then tukapata hao. So tukaanza kupata kama ni Jerry hizo room ndogo. So tunaishi huko ndani. So father anatufuata kumbe ashajua this lady they are moving on awajisikiangi kama unaweza move on. Jamaa we moved on.
Anaona these people how can they?
So he comes in. So my mother realized that anatufuata. So we would now have to wake up, and if this is the way to our school, okay, let's say now you're going to town. Instead of going to town, the easiest is maybe go here. It's easier this way through Muthaiga.
Right.
Maze mtapitia village market, Karura, Ruaka, muzunguke hivyo.
The longer route. So that he doesn't get to know.
Yes.
Because now she's trying to protect you guys. And herself. Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
We come in the evening, we're like, we are lost. Tunaenda wapi? Sasa ni tufuate Alan. So Alan would ask everybody.
Yeah. The direction?
The direction. I do remember seeing him marking na kachok mahali. So alikuwa naiba choka kuja na mark so that we get to know our way back. And we'd get to school, and the
You're
teachers
talking about
would
10-year-old
tell
now trying to mark to find
ways for their watoto yao. Na tukiingia kwa nyumba tusitoke, na tukitoka Alan ndio atapigwa. Yeye ndio mkubwa.
So you guys must mtii sheria yake.
Mkae ndani.
Yeah.
And
so he would come, buy you gifts, then leave?
Then leave.
Come after another 2 years?
Yes. Then of course the court would say, we can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So when the divorce was granted, when it was final, at least there was some peace. Yeah, because now we knew.
Now you're safe.
Yeah. And even when we would go to Mombasa.
Yeah. Because you would go to Mombasa.
Oh my goodness.
You would go see him.
We signed bills. We learned signing hotel bills at 10, 11. Unasema nini?
What are you saying?
This guy had a big job.
You would go to Mombasa?
We would go to Mombasa. And we would go to...
The kids alone?
Yeah. We once went with my mother. She just came back. I think alipanda basi akarudi. Ni kama alikuwa anafanya delivery akarudi. And at that time they were looking for, there was a separation. So I think there's a time you're given separation.
You want to try and reconcile.
Yes.
To see whether it can work.
Yes.
So she would take you to Mombasa.
Yeah, she took us to Mombasa. You could see it was cold. But sisi tunaenjoy tu. But then Madhi alirudi haraka. She didn't akumaliza leave yake.
She left you guys.
She left us guys.
Yeah.
But Mombasa tukakula raha. Mzee ako na pesa. Ako mpaka na houseboy.
Hey!
Kazi ni kukaa. Tunaona gari ya kampuni imekuja inatuchukua tunaenda kwa beach.
Stop. What are you saying?
Coral Reef Hotel. Tunakula. Tuna sign bill. Budosi anapelekewa. Lakini alipi school fees. Kuleni na tumbo. Mzikule na hapa. Moria nada. I don't understand that guy. I don't. I'll never.
Musikule na hii.
Mzikule na hii.
Mukule tu na tumbo.
Kule na tumbo. Alafu mtaflash na hapa hivi nyuma.
What are you saying?
Yeah. So we would get that life.
So you would stay for how long?
We'd stay like for a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we get in the buses and we'd get in. That time I think there was Malaika coach.
Right.
He gave us that time he would give us the best.
Just don't stay with me.
Yeah.
Come enjoy a little.
Yeah.
And go have a little of me.
Yes.
But you can't have all of me.
Yes, like this is what I can give you. So you're like, oh yeah.
How long will this thing last? Yeah.
And I thank God for my mom, because I think one of the things my mom was not attracted to hizo vitu za dunia. She would see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that he's just trying to buy you,
yes.
but he's not even interested in you per se.
Yes. But now where now that one failed, there was almost a reconciliation, because I think when Alan was joining Form 1, Madhi akaanza kuona kamshahara akatoshi. Akikuja hata asomeshe watu ni sawa tu. Tavumilia at least watu wasome. Because kama kuna kitu Madhi aliinsist, Madhi tusome. My mother did not joke
with education.
Anguka Form 4 utarudia Form 1. Uanze tena.
You must study.
You must study and you must pass.
Because you were sharp.
Exactly.
I mean, if you guys were getting from number 1 to 3.
Yeah.
My goodness.
We were bright. And my mother insisted. And don't forget, my mother worship would bring us books. We had all the bedtime stories by Dr. Arthur.
Yeah.
From sijui series ngapi. So, alipoenda Mombasa, so Alan did his standard 7 and passed.
That man. Passed. What a sharp man.
Yes, but Alan was bright.
Yeah.
Alan alikuwa bright sana.
Yeah.
So he passed. After passing, so akaitwa for Jericho Secondary. But my dad is insisting aende Aga Khan Mombasa.
To be with him there.
Yes. Maria akasema
never. Yeah.
Kijana amependa raha. Baba yake ako na pesa ya kuprovide raha. Hata soma.
Atamalizia hapo.
Yes, because that time what we
a wise woman.
Yes.
No, for real.
Yes.
What a wise woman.
Yes.
Because that's what would have happened.
Exactly. And you see, she had already seen, because you see, when we're in Mombasa, ikifika tu jioni, my father would pick us. We would go. Even me, I'm a little, niko standard 6, 7, 6.
You are a little girl.
Tunaanza kutoka.
Hata tu.
Na mnaenda kwa bar. So si tunacheza
and
you know those games
and obviously the guys are also looking.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care. Him is just
I'm with his children.
As he's enjoying his...
Yes, and that is one of the things I keep saying, even now as I'm a teacher. When you are with children, why do you have to take them to those places where adults are?
Yeah.
Get places where kids are.
Kids are.
Yeah, because the things you expose them to. And then you also start giving other people ideas. And then when when will your child say it's not okay to go there? Budo utupeleka. When ni nani?
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, and I was just having fun. Niko na my brothers zangu. Yeah. That time we used to live in Jerusalem. So Madhi akacheki akaona hii haitawezekana. So she insisted.
She refused.
Yeah. Arudi kwa Jericho.
Right.
Sasa siku ya kurudi. See, there was no alipe school fees, afanye nini. So wakaingia basi. Sijui Coast Bus ama Malaika. Organiza wa basi kuwaga mzuri. Kafika I think Mariakani. The bus broke down. Sinuwaingie kwa pub. Kama wanangoja hiyo basi ingine kuja za kapub ni ya basi. Buda ingie kwa pub. Pige kabia kamoja, kapili, kashike. Ala nacheza tu games hapo wanangoja basi. Basi ya fast ikakuja. Tuingie. We good. Na bado. Kashika. Tutaingia. Siku nyingine ya saa 6 tutaingia hiyo. I think kulipita basi 2. Kulikuwa na ya time ya 9 na ya nini zikapita. And this one also my mother never forgot. Ala nakacheki yakona huyu mbuda amewaka. Hapa sioni dalili ya kuenda. Na atakula mpaka fare. Walianza kula fare kitambo. Huyu mbuda za kula mpaka fare. Ala nalienda akanyemelea tu. Removed money and left him with nothing and kept it. Because walikuwa shamaliza. Na basi
you would have finished everything.
Yeah, and they would not have come. So, now the next person that came, he's the one now who insisted, even stopped giving him pombe. This time he's 13.
Hey, at 13 he's the one directing the father.
Yeah. 13 akachukua, wakaingia basi, wakarudi. So wakafika Nairobi. Kufika Nairobi, hakuna kakitu. Na wewe ndio umekuja kulipa school fees.
Yeah. He has drunk it all.
Yes. Na pale tunaishi Jerusa, kuna kanjia kana kamivi. So people wakitoka kwa pub, wanapita hapo. Mbuyu akisikia watu wanapiga, sijui wamekuja, watu yako wamekuja. My mother is like, now who?
Yeah.
Me, I just live here with these children.
Yes.
Mazi siku moja aliamka morning. Alikuja na kumkalikujanga tu bedroom, akatukalisha. Jerusalem, akatukalisha akatuambia, sitaki. Kutoka ile siku baba yako tuliwachana, sijawahi kosa usingizi, and today I have not slept. He told him, you know what? Just leave. She went to court and said, hii ndivyo divorce. Hii sasa separation.
Yeah, this is divorce.
Yes.
Because he comes with trouble.
Yes.
And
Comes with trouble.
He doesn't come with peace.
Yeah.
So it's trouble. She
Yes.
said, no, forget it.
Yes. Didn't pay Alan school fees.
He didn't.
Yes. Sasa ni Alan alingiaga jeri. When you see him passionate about education, alingiaga jeri yani.
Oh my gosh. This explains it. Because he has educated thousands of kids.
Yes.
I'm talking thousands.
Yes.
Of kids.
And some of them he knows, some he doesn't know.
Some he never meet.
Yes. And it's because of how he started his schooling, because he almost would have missed it. Na alipass, primary alipass. That time there used to be AAA, 36 points.
Yeah.
Alan alipata zake 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you
Alipata 32 ama
imagine?
33, alipata 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Missed by 4.
Can you imagine? By 4 apate the highest. What a sharp man. So
wakaenda so wameingia jeri
your mom
na
has decided to forget it.
Yes, na ameingia uniform form 1 na pieces of clothes. Kalonge unakuanga na kale ka grey I think alingiaga na uniform mpya huko maform third term when mother was enough to changa.
Yeah.
So
because now he just went with old ones.
Yeah. What was there? Yeah.
With his handsome self.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And the girls used to hate me because I walk around with a handsome boy.
Yeah. Not knowing he's your brother.
Imagine. And they hated him because they're working with a beautiful chick, not knowing he's the sister. I know what to wabaya sana. Kamotero chafu.
Tell me. And then he started boxing.
Yes. So from 1 tumetoka. So there were quite hours. By the time we settled to Kariobangi, it's because Wambui is coming, she's not joining Form 1. Moja tumefuatana hivi. So he's in Form 1, I'm in Form. Ako Form 2, niko Form 1. Tunafuatana hivi.
Right.
You now have to start thinking, okay, which school is she going? Transport. So which estate now is suitable?
Yeah.
Tukaenda Isili. Tumefika kwa hao mazee Isili tunaangalia hivi jo because Jerusalem tumefukuzwa because again the rent was high. Then we go to Isili where she's found a house and I remember getting to that house and we just cried. Ceiling inaanguka hivi. Kulikuwa kunanyesha mnaanza kutandika majuala. That part he never told you.
He told me. He told me that he cried so much.
Yes.
Because he couldn't believe that you could stoop that low
Yes, yes.
to a house that was raining inside.
Exactly.
And it was just too much poverty.
Yes, yes.
Until he just couldn't believe.
Yes.
And he was asking the mom, why?
Why?
He was asking your mom, why, mom?
And
why
not,
would
yes,
we live here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now that is the place you found a house
Yeah.
and you have children.
And that's the only place you can afford.
Yes. But let me tell you the beauty of that part. Again, that place we bonded. We bonded.
As a family.
As a family. And
Yeah.
especially with Alan.
Yeah.
So, sie ndio mkubwa.
Yeah.
Ako Jerry.
Yeah.
Mi niko Kimathi.
Yeah.
And then Magwa is in... we were in the same primary school
Yeah.
with Magwa.
Yeah.
So he has to come and pick us.
Yeah.
Mother sacrificed. She would give us transport. Kutoka Isili, where St. Teresa's is, tunashukia Isili garage. Then from Isili garage, we would now take another matatu to now drop us to our school.
Yeah.
Kimathi and then Alan Jerry. I think kuna matatu ilikuwa inapita right through. So she didn't allow us to walk. But Alan ni nani?
Yeah.
Ni mjanja. And you want the fine things of life.
Yes.
Sasa akisha kuja kutuchukua, si ashatembea ka distance.
Yeah.
Sasa kutoka hapa mpaka garage ni mbali kweli? Si mbali.
Si mbali.
Na hapa katikati si kuna muogo. Ile iko na pilipili na ndimu. Mshakula? Bado. Tutakula. Tunakula fair. Mind choma. I mean, we loved that part. Honestly, that was the best part of Isili.
Because you'd rather walk.
We'd rather walk.
At least eat.
Tunakula kula by teams. You know, alafu alikuwa kana kabag kengine. It was like a green one. Kalikuwa kana kastrap. Amefunga tu hivi. Tunatembea na brother yetu. Alafu na shati alikuwa ameandika hapa Alanito. My brother.
Alanito.
Ya white anapiga pasi. Alafu ana spray cha. Alafu anasimama mbali hivi. Wana kaspecha.
Imeandikwa Alanito.
Anaandika na bairo hapa Alanito. Sasa now we are walking, tunakula mahindi choma hapo, manini, then tunafika garage, then tunapanda. Yani tulikuwa tunapanda basi the nearest. But Isili, I think we stayed for 2 months.
Yeah.
Then my mother...
Oh, just 2 months?
Just 2 months.
Yeah.
Hatukukaa sana. That was just a transition point.
Right.
Yeah, because mumefukuzwa. You see, this house in Jerusalem, mwenye nyumba alikuja kututoa saa 6 za usiku. Like, move into this one room. Yeah, where do you go?
So amewafukuza.
Ametufukuza. So mother was like, hapa hivi hatutakikani.
Yeah.
So tukatoka ndio tukienda Makadara. Makadara tukakaa Hamza Makadara. We stayed again. Then now we went to... So now when I went to Form 1, the easiest part was now Kariobangi. And now when we get to Kariobangi, it's a different world.
Ball game.
It's a different ball game. It was not as bad as it is now.
Yeah.
At least the houses then were better. There was some space, kulikuwaga na street light.
Yeah.
But gang life. Gang life. And now that is now where the man Alan alitokelezea. Hapa ndio alijua
ni kubaya.
Mutajua dire kahe.
Dire kau. I may be cute.
Hapo sasa
but I can know to protect myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because what we would do, we're going to church. And then big boys just come in. And they are pulling. And there used to be gang rapes. There used to be a cube called John Tans. Ungepelekwa John Tans, story yako kuisha.
What?
So they would drag girls there for raping. Yeah.
Goodness.
And especially now, if you went to school,
you
are in danger.
Because
sasa ni mtembe na yeye. Yeah, there is no way. In fact, there is no way I would go to the bus stop bila Alan. Asubuhi, singeweza.
Because they would grab you.
Yes, they would grab you. So niawache nimeingia number 14, alafu ingia number 26 and Jerry. Yeah. So we went, tukaenda hivyo. Kafika mahali sasa kona hapana. Sasa ile nikitoka mapema, mazini unatoka shule hivi. Unashuka, uko pale kwa basi, unaangalia who is next. Unatoka.
Umekimbia. Wow. Because they will grab you.
If they grab you, and John Tans where we lived was opposite.
Road?
Utaingia.
What?
Na ukiingia ni hivyo, kako kameisha.
They will rape you.
They will rape you, and they used to actually gang raping, 6, 7. And they would even now start telling everybody.
That they have done it.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
And nobody did nothing. Kijana alikasirika.
You cannot even be serious.
Kijana alikasirika.
What are you talking about?
He now started doing boxing. He went to Kariobangi Social Hall. Puf, mother akutaka. So alikuwa anajificha. Because mother would be like, sasa ukigongwa kichwa ugoroke kama Muhammad Ali, sijui nini those. Dikwenda maudu mashio.
Yeah. So but he's doing it to protect you.
Yes. Sasa one day, there's like a mob. So we would be sent to the market, Kariobangi market. The shortcut was through Kariobangi primary. No, the shortcut was, actually the easy way to the side of the place I would go was through another cash. But now I had to use the long road. I don't get these boys.
Right.
Because nikiwapata hapo.
They will mistreat you.
They will, hey. Now those ones will not rape, but they will beat you, pull your dress, you know. And
as a kid?
Na nilikuwa ka hot number.
See, I can see, look at the way hot number now.
Nilikuwa naitwa Cheupe. Akina Susan, because I know Susan is watching. Walikuwa naniambia check me twice. Niliwaambia check me twice. Me now. Na Kariobangi ungeambia. Yeah. No, I didn't tell them. They say that
the way you looked was like check me twice.
And you know, in the ghetto, when you are brown, you are rich. Mentality ingine ya ghetto. Ati kwa tu yellow we ni so alikuwa anasema sisi ni wadosi.
Because you're yellow.
Imagine.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I love, you know, we found people who had grown up there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then, you know, my mother was also brown.
I know.
Yeah, she kalikuwa ka brown. Sasa na magua nako ni keupe.
Keupe, magua was white.
Tumekuja sisi ni wadosi.
Yeah.
Ndio vile tumepiga maisha imetugonga huko.
Nanyeshewa kwa nyumba. What? So,
hiyo njia ni Alan alichoka. And then this thing of we would meet. I remember one day, there's a guy called Dalmas. Dalmas wewe. Wewe. Sasa iwe ni muguka lakini ukufanya vizuri. I had made a scarf and would share it with Bishop. Ile unavaa leo. Imagine alikuja akamtoa. Akijaribu hivi kwenda kunini, alikuwa he was big. Akamsukuma. That's the day. Aliingia Kariobangi.
Akaanza boxing.
Sasa siku moja nikipita nje ya Lauli. Ikakuwa yani, I don't know, either it was blocked so I had to pass here. Mimi nilipitanga hapo kwa kina Laush, nikapata jamaa mmoja anaitwa Hasani, alikuwa anatembea hivi. Kaniambia wewe, waambie brother yako, watatuona. Unafikiria hii ni Clearton nimepaka? Kumbe Alan alienda akamuingia mablow. Papa kampiga black eye. Mazia went home happy. I'm like, my brother can beat people. Alan anaweza piga watu.
Ukifurahi.
Hasani aliniuliza, unafikiria hii ni Clearton?
Si ni brother yako ameniwahi.
Kumbe brother amemwingiza ma black eye. Kajua. Tumekonka Kario nimekonka. That's the day I stopped being harassed. When they knew Alan could fight,
they stopped.
They stopped. I beat them. He was still struggling.
Right.
Unaenda unapata kwa neighbor.
Yeah.
Kuna kafegi hapo. Wewe uliokoka, si unajua tu.
I've been there. Wewe uliokoka.
Uliokoka.
Na nini tu unafanya kawaida na sigara. You know.
So he would get so frustrated.
People be mean.
Yeah. He went for Word of Life camp. He pushed Madhe kamlipia Word of Life. Alienda Mombasa Word of Life camp. 1 week. Mazi alikuja amepiga turnaround.
His life
360 plus 180 nakuja. Wenye wanapiga hesabu that one.
360 and 180.
Yeah.
Woman.